The British Touring Car Championship is one of the best motorsport series in the world. In my opinion, standing alone in the world of touring cars or TCR in the quality of field and the product that it provides in general. Many of us have massively fond memories of the Toca touring car series from back in the late 90s and early 2000s. For the time, it was game changing. Many an hour spent racing around circuits like Thruxton and Donington Park. It, along with F1 97, were probably my personal peak of childhood gaming. I absolutely loved all of it. So for years and years, there has been a really vocal push to see a return of the BTCC to racing games, be that on console, PC, or both. I'll be honest, I'd be into it even if it were more of an arcade racer on pad for a console. This is probably the best way to make money from the license, I think, much like F1 do. But here we are, with BTCC content in Rfactor 2. I never make any secret of the fact Rfactor 2 is my favourite simulator on the market. I absolutely love it. When I heard that Rfactor 2 was getting the BTCC content, I was more excited than when someone offers me cake. I couldn't wait. So what do we get? Well, laser scanned versions of Croft, Thruxton, Donington Park and Brands Hatch so far with regards to tracks. I feel there must be more on the way, but I'm unsure which right now. I'd expect the whole calendar to be covered because of the exclusivity within the license. Some people don't like how Rfactor 2 looks, but honestly I've always been a fan of their texture work. Added to this, in recent times, the lighting, the shadows, they've come on a long way. I'm not going to pretend I understand all of the shaders and things like that, but it's looking better than it ever has. I'd also say it runs well too. As for the cars, we've got the Infiniti Q50, the Toyota Corolla, the Hyundai i30, Ford Focus ST, BMW 300i, Vauxhall Astra and the Honda Civic Type R. All of the cars are modelled really well and handle in their own way. I've always found complaints about front wheel drive cars odd. In Rfactor 2 at least, I feel like they handle in a realistic manner, whether that's power on understeer or lift off oversteer. They're a real balancing act. It's an interesting competition when you've got a front wheel drive like the Civic versus a rear wheel drive car like the Infiniti. Have you picked up this content? If so, which is your favourite car? I've always had a soft spot for the Honda Civic Type R, any of them. Don't ask me why, I just love them. Now I get to race one in one of my favourite series, and that's the point of BTCC, and now the content. By regulations, the cars must resemble their real-world counterparts, with the idea being the old saying, race on Sunday, buy on Monday. Back in the day, you could see Nigel Mansell driving a Ford Mondeo, and on a Monday, go and buy one from your local Ford dealership. That's the beauty of a series like this. They're relatable. While not necessarily sports models, you can daily drive a car just like what your racing idol drives. Anyway, for all this content, you're looking at around £45 plus the cost of Rfactor 2 itself, which I realise seems steep when put as bluntly as that. A lot of people complain about DLC, but the reality is, how much does a modern game cost? For me, if DLC is bringing an entirely new championship to an already existing game, then I'd expect that content to cost around as much as a standalone game would be for that content, though maybe a little bit less. If you're still watching, please consider hitting that subscribe button and liking the video. We've had some brilliant success on YouTube lately due to your support. Thank you very much. Do you think this DLC is overpriced or is it just right? How much do you feel it should cost? Let me know down in the comments. So where can you race these cars? Well, there may be some leagues, but the best place to get involved in BTCC is online with Low Fuel Motorsport, or as I'll call it, LFM. LFM is a free multiplayer service with which you can find structured online racing. I made a video for that linked in the top corner now. Unfortunately still, Rfactor 2 lacks a comprehensive offline championship system, so all you can really do is single races if you're wanting an offline experience. I really hope they put something in for this in the future. I think that this content is fantastic and much wanted. The issue is it's only for Rfactor 2 on PC. That's not to knock Rfactor 2, but this really needs to be a standalone game available for the masses. Probably the approachability and usability around what we get from the Formula 1 franchise of games. While I'm glad we get a sim experience, I think that would be the best route for this content, because frankly, I'm not sure the main BTCC fanbase even knows this content exists, and that is a massive shame. Would I recommend this content? Yes, I really would. It's some of the best content you can get. Thanks for watching.